good evening, and welcome everyone to the very first World Transplant Games Federation Men's Wellness webinar. We've been doing women's wellness for a little while, but tonight is the very first men's wellness and have been organized by Daymon Johnstone. I'm going to embarrass him now and say that he was actually a Tacker's child many years back. So I'm very proud of the man he has become. And with my wonderful, or our wonderful Vice President, Gerardo, Reyna. So without much further ado, I think I better just hand over to them and for once in my life, shut up, because you gentlemen and everyone online, you've got something to say. Please share, don't be shy, I'm not there, and this is your space. So make the most of it. We all need our own space. Thank you.
Well, as you can see, our wonderful president, Lee Schick, record that from the ferry for us, remembering Daymon's story as a little recipient. And well, I have been honored to collaborate with her in the last years. For the ones that you don't know me, I am Gerardo Reyna. I am 13 years post liver transplant. I'm going to talk a little bit about my story later on, but well, I'm the co-chair of the men's wellness program alongside our friend Daymon. So,
hi, I'm Daymon. I'm 29 years post kidney transplant. Like Gerardo, I'll be co-chairing the wellness group, and you'll hear more about me in a bit.
So if we get starting, I'm going to tell you a little bit about why we have this program, why this program exists. It is something that, well, men's health in general, but specifically in our community, it is often under-discussed. Many men grow up being told to be strong, and being strong means also not to show emotions. Our emotional struggles post-transplant can feel isolating. And well, also the physical challenges may impact identity, confidence, or masculinity, becoming from physical to mental and emotional challenges. This mental and emotional health is vital. It is a vital part of our recovery. As we all know, transplant, it is not only a physical journey. It affects every part of our life. We have a range of emotions that we are going to go deeper, as guilt, fear, anxiety, pressure to bounce back are common around all of our stories. Many men don't talk about this, and well, the result it is that you feel alone. This is really important for us to stress that this is a space by men and for men. It is led by recipients, as you can see, both of us, Daymon and myself, we are recipients with different stories, but well, with a journey first-hand experience. It is a safe, stigma-free zone for connection and real talk. So as long as it is respectful, we can talk about any subject that we can have in mind. You are not alone, we are not alone, and you don't have to have it all figured out. You know? So I think that it is especially important. No matter how many years you have in this journey as life, we don't completely figure it out almost until the last day. So we are still figuring out ourselves. We are going to be running some polls, so please participate on them. We have the disclaimer that, well, by participating in this poll, you agree that your responses may be used for marketing and analytical purpose. Your personal identity or likeness will not be used or shared. Only your answers will be collected and reviewed anonymously. So we are going to be talking about this, but also creating content. So it is important for you to have this disclaimer clear. We are going to the first one. It is just a little bit to know where the community is joining from. It is going to pop up in our screens just in a second. So if you are joining from the UK, Europe, outside of the UK, I see Eric, for example, there. North America, I see Mohamed from there. Latin America, I hope that there are some people. Asia Pacific, someone just responded. Africa or somewhere else. So if you click your response, submit your vote, and we can see that we have 6 people from the UK, 8 from Europe, 1 from North America. We don't have anyone from Latin America right now. Asia and Africa with 1 participant. I think that 70 of the 21, I think that it is all of the responses, maybe 1 it is missing. So thank you for sharing that. If we continue to the next one, how long since your transplant? Once again, it is going to pop in our screens. And the options are less than a year, 1 to 5 years, 6 to 10 years, over 10 years. Or if you're not a recipient, you can be a caregiver or family member, a donor or medical representative, physician, doctor, coordinator, or other options. So once again, it is one single choice, and we submit. We can see that I think we are all recipients. Right now, 18 responses out of 21. Maybe a couple of them are still lagging, or well, if you don't want to share, it is okay. But most of us 6 are over 10 years. On those 6, Daymon and myself are counted in. So more older people on this response. If we can continue to the next slide, please. So we are going to present a little bit of ourselves. We are going to explain who we are a little bit. As I mentioned, I'm Gerardo Reyna. I am 13 years post-transplant. I was born in Mexico. I have lived in Spain for 12 years. Now I live between Madrid and Brussels. So I'm moving around the world. I am a citizen of the world. I think it is one single race. So it is nice for me to have the option to know different cultures. My transplant journey began, well, my liver disease journey began since I was a child with autoimmune and liver problems since the age of 8, sorry. When in 2012 I moved to Madrid to study, I was studying since some months before. I got a pneumonia. I went into a coma. The liver function that I had, it was just lost. Long succession of stories, as many of you will have, result in other coma episodes. At the end, the doctors gave me only 72 hours to live. I had an internal bleeding. They didn't know where, but well, I was just really in the line. I went into a code 0. So the first liver that showed up in Spain, it was going to me. I was lucky enough that it didn't took more than 12, 13 hours. And an overnight miraculous transplant happened. And well, the result it was that I didn't spend not even 1 day in the waiting list. So my experience, it is different from many of you, especially the kidney recipients. Well, you can imagine that the challenges, the first one for me, it was that I had 0 knowledge about this. I was completely ignorant. I didn't knew anything. I didn't have the pre-transplant chat with the physicians. I felt, and I often use an image in my presentations, that I felt like the only person in the desert, no? That it is only you going through these experiences in life. One of the things that I found out due my personal situation in that moment, it is that all of the life situations get magnified. So work-related, family-related, study-related, everything, it is even bigger with our stories and everything. One of the challenges that came around the years, it is that the setbacks are a constant reminder of the reality that we live. No, so we have this situation. We can have days that there's no transplant in our conscious side, but well, you have a setback and it takes you into that reality that we have a condition. We are cured, but we have still a treatment. For me, the most important thing, and it is why I push for this program, it is the mental and emotional challenges of this life. One of my biggest takes, it is that it is okay to have bad days. It is part of life. It is part of life to have down days, to have blue days, days that you don't want to smile. It is okay. I usually smile, but that's because I was born in Mexico and we smile even when we are really hurting and we are having a really bad day, but we are still like that. But it doesn't mean that you are not going through challenges, and it is okay. It is okay to be sad or to be angry, and sometimes you need to process those feelings. That's the point. To reach a balance in our emotions, so that's the goal at the end. I felt a lot of fear, a lot of insecurity. Really quickly, an anecdote. I remember being fearful of the first days in the hospital after I had 1 month after my transplant inside the hospital room. I went home and I remember that I was in complete panic just going to the shop in the corner to buy some milk. It was the scariest thing in life for me in that moment. I could not move. I was always trying to find a way for my wife to come with. But well, one day I did it by myself, and it was like, okay, nothing happened. I didn't collapse in the streets and needed to be taken again to the hospital. So you need to push through those fears and insecurities. For me, in the long run, also, for example, it has meant a lack of self-esteem, especially in the workplace. I have lost a lot of confidence in my capacities. I feel that I'm distracted all of the time. I feel that I'm not as sharp as I could be. So that's something. But also, in the other hand, I have developed what we can call some superpowers. That it is, for me, one of the things it is that patience. Being a patient means to be patient. So it's to develop patience. It is. Sometimes we don't relate that, but it is that, and you need to give time to your body, to the mind, to heal. You need to hear to them. Sometimes we want to push harder than it is the best way. So be patient, especially with yourself and with your body and with your mind. Create empathy. Understand that also with your circle, with the people around you, that they are also going through this with you. So they are also processing stuff. It is not easy to be next to someone that is going through these challenges. One of the best things, and it is a life lesson, I think it is enjoy the good, 100%, leave it as it is the last day, and overcome the bad. While you are the biggest enjoyment that you get from the good days, the stronger you will be to overcome the bad ones. For me, sports and physical activity, it is for me. It is for me to be okay. It is for me to be healthy. It is for me to feel great and strong. It is not for me to compete with other persons. I love to see you competing in the world games, everything, but the main competition, it is with yourself. And I know that most of you understand it like this, and it is one of our biggest life lessons. And I think that my biggest superpower, it is that I just love life. I love being around. So I love enjoying things. I love going to concerts with my wife, with my friends. As you can see, I am emotional. I have always been, but it is that. So at the end, I don't know how many new days with me. More than 3,000 days, 3,000, 4,000 days more. So I just love being here. I love music. I love cinema. I love everything, and I have that the chance to enjoy that. So for me, in this program, it is a personal interest, not for my well-being personally, but helping others to get to our best versions. Whatever it is, we have each one our best version. That's one of my goals. being a collaborator, being here to work for the WTGA, for you, for the community. We don't take anything. We put our times, our effort, our knowledge, our emotions for our community. So that's why we created this. That's why Daymon and myself are here. So let's do this together. Now we are going to hear a little bit about Daymon's story. So if you want to go ahead, Daymon, please.
Hi everyone. As Gerardo said, I'm Daymon. I'm 29 years kidney recipient. And my story sort of starts when I was first born. I was a home birth, and it was discovered that there was something not quite right. I was transferred from home to one hospital where they thought I had issues with my lungs. I did actually have a collapsed lung, but that wasn't the whole problem. Eventually, that hospital didn't know what was up with me. My parents were actually told at one point to fear the worst. And I was slowly transported from one hospital to another hospital, where it was discovered I had something called urethral valves, which is a blockage between the kidney and the bladder. At the age of 2, I had my first kidney removed and I was put on dialysis. In 1996, shortly before I turned 6 years old, I had my transplant. I had 2 failed calls before that, but thankfully that one was the 3rd call was successful. And since then, I've always constantly been behind the people I went to school with. So I was constantly in like the bottom sets at school. I was constantly basically I just wasn't as fit as everyone that I went to school with. I probably still not as fit as the average person my age. But I'm here and I'm grateful for that. Like Gerardo said, I'm here to live for the day. And it's just really good to be able to live life the best I can, to the best of my ability. I still have obstacles that I overcome. So things like employment when I left school. I had the old cliche that because I had an underlying condition or because I've had a kidney transplant, I'm going to have a lot of hospital appointments. And so I struggled to find work until my current employers took a punt, and I'll be forever grateful for that. I've been with them for 11 years now. So my job is probably the best job anyone could ever have. I work as a technician at theatre, so I do a bit of lighting program, sound programming, set building, and helping build connections with local theatre groups. And then that's on top of all my training I do for the British Games, the World Games, European Games. And yeah, I just want to, from this program, I want to promote that can-do attitude. So like we've got a young adults kidney group over here in the UK that I help out with, and a lot of the young people that I come across, they're like, oh well, I can't go to uni anymore, and I can't do this because I'm on dialysis, and I'll be like, well, why can't you do it? So it's sort of I want to promote that can-do attitude, and I want to share my experience more with people. And the one thing that keeps me going is a elderly gentleman that goes to the World Transplant Games. He's called Mike Gibbons. He's a kidney recipient also, and he's had he's at the age of he's nearly 90 years old and he's still playing squash. He's doing 1500 meters. He does 800 meters and 5K road race. So it's stories like that that keep me going, and it's stories like that that I want to share with you lot to again know that it's okay not to be okay, and for this to be a safe space in which we can all talk to each other. That's me. Yeah, so let's talk mental health. So emotional impacts of transplant, the unspoken side. Transplant is life-saving, but is also changes everything. Emotional trauma can linger long after physical recovery. Many men feel pressure to bounce back without acknowledging fear or fatigue. Feeling of vulnerability, loss of control, or shame are common, but these emotions are valid and worth talking about. So the common themes are fear, guilt, strength, anxiety, and gratitude. So fear of organ rejection, of health setback, of not being enough, guilt towards donor, family, or for surviving when others haven't, strength, pushing through, managing responsibilities, showing up, anxiety about the future, checkups, relationships and work, and gratitude for life, second chances, and those who made it possible. These emotions can coexist and they don't cancel each other out. So let's normalize the conversation. Talking about mental health isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Most men feel these things, but few say them out loud. This space is safe, no judgment, no stigma. By opening up, we support not just ourselves, but each other. Let's lead by example and make these conversations normal.
So, thank you, Daymon. As you can see, and I always feel find amazing how we have so different stories and still we feel this bond, this invisible but super strong bond. We are going with our next poll. Our biggest emotional challenges. It is multiple choice. You can choose all of them, a couple of them, whatever feels fit for you. So fear of rejection of organ, guilt, fear or letting down your donor family, loneliness or isolation, loss of confidence, fear of an unknown future, something else. Let me do my responses as well. And as you can see, well, we have several responses. Fear of erection of organ. I think that one is it is really common, as you can see. Loneliness or isolation. These events, these communities, and in some places you can work on that. But I think that something that we can share, Daymon, it doesn't matter if you were transplanted as a child or as myself as a young 30-something years old person. It is the fear of the unknown, of the future. So how what we have lived adds up to that stress. It is stressful for anyone to find out what are you going to do with your life, what it is your future going to look like. But as you mentioned, it is difficult for people to trust and to give you the chance because, well, you are sick, you take medications, you need to go to the hospital. So it is even more challenging on that way.
I actually went to a job interview when I was about 16, and they did say like, how much does it affect you? And I was like, it really doesn't affect us. I take my tablets and then I get on with the day. But then because there was the mention of the transplant and a mention of the hospital, that employer decided that it wasn't safe for me to take the job. So
Yeah, and exactly, and it is the reality, you know. And I think that part of it is normal. It also comes from ignorance, not in an aggressive way, but well, it is normal. Knowing that we don't have the experience of what it means to go through other kind of diseases, no, because you don't need to. You haven't been exposed to that experience. But also it is the system in a way, no, that it is also for the companies to be safe. No? And well, I'm going to be behind a desk. I'm not going to go to the moon, or that. Well, okay, it can mean something else, no? But well, it is important. Can we go to the next one, please? Thank you to Ashton, our magician behind the scenes.
so practical tools for mental health. Talk to someone, talk to peers, counsellors, groups. Here in the UK, we've got Andy's Man Club, that I've worked closely with through work. Stay active and connected. Find small, consistent routines. Ask for help. It's strength, not weakness. If you've got any coping tools or practical tools that you use, put them in the chat and we'll talk about it. Just going a little bit about finding small and consistent routines. I discovered an app called Lads. It is something we've got, I think it's over other parts of the country on iOS and Android, but it's a nice little app where you can set reminders to do things like the washing, maybe the hoovering, maybe cutting the grass. But I've got it set up so at around 8:30 every morning, I get just like a daily quote just to help me get through the day. And I find it quite a handy tool to use.
If you search for lads, and maybe you'll have some dating apps like it shows in my phone. It's not that one, but well, it is another one. Similar to what Daymon mentioned. For example, I because a subscription that I have in a website, I have also an app that it is Headspace, no, that it is also nice and gives you some guided tools, some other ones that it is more for you just to relax, to reflect, give those tools a chance. Maybe they are going to work for you. Maybe it is not the solution, but try them also. It is relevant to give it a try. Can we go? So our next poll, once again, is going to pop in your screen in a moment. What's your stress buster style? No, so what helps you going on? Exercise or sports, gaming or hobbies, Netflix or naps, talking to someone, still figuring out. Once again, multiple choice. As I mentioned, you can be sure that one of the still figuring out responses, it is me. For me also, for example, it is music. We didn't include that, but well, just getting my headphones on and having a really pumping music going on, your go-to groups, your go-to songs that helps you. If you're happy, gets you happier. If you're sad, helps you to get out a little bit of the blue. Well, I love music. No, but sports, I think it is evident that we are all related to sports in a way. The guys that I recognize from the chat, they are amazing athletes. But well, you can see other ones, no? The winding down, seeing series, taking naps, talking to someone. I understand that there's also some cultural, some personal elements there. But well, they are that. Do you have other one, Daymon? You enjoy music in the same way?
I do enjoy music. It's funny, I like a combination of music and exercise. So like when I go to the gym, I maybe stick my earphones in, put some loud music on, and I've like I like to call it my loud music hour, where I can just release a bit of stress, listen to some loud music, and just have a bit of fun as well in the process. It's great.
It is. It is not on a poll, but if any of you want to share with the rest, like one song that you love that gives you that pump, leave it on the chat, and we will read if there's any responses. I love that. I love rock music, distortion, loud noises, and well, it's amazing the pump that you get. We
I'd
can
also be interested in hearing from some of the gamers as well. If there's any in the gaming and hobbies thing, especially if you've got a PlayStation 5. Let's get a little gaming group together.
I'm going to give my response. For most of you, you will not know it, but well, it is in Spanish, but it is an old punk group. So then, thank you, Gregory Porter, for me. Times like these, Foo Fighters. I know that response. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. I switch between music and podcast comedy. That's also important to have a laugh on life. I have come across some related podcasts, for example, the Ticker tapes for British Heart Foundation. Oh, that's interesting. I will give you a try to that one. Thank you, Darren, for sharing. Trance music, Jasper. I'm not so much into dance, but well, my most electronic taste, it is Mute, the marching electronic march band. It is nice. My music tastes are mainly stuck in the 80s. It was a great music time, Darren. I also love. My wife loves post-punk, new wave. Mohamed, I listen to everything from pop to rap to country, like It Is Plenty, Born Boy, 2000 Roses, Heroes, David Bowie. Well, that's an epic song. I also play covers on the violin. Wow. It will be amazing to hear one of those covers. I love pop punk covers of pop music, of Britney Spears, of Christina Aguilera, that they end up being kind of a fun, just fun music. No, it is also important. It will be really cool to see you play someday, Mohamed. For the next World Cup, you should bring down the violin and have some music sessions in the afternoons. So we can continue. We went a little bit out of the polls, but well, it is nice. Maybe we can think about and do a community playlist going to the games or something like that. Rage Against the Machine, of course. Some really heavy distort. I watched Tom Morello last year. Amazing concert, by the way. Let's continue leaving your responses. We can read them later. The next poll, it is going to come in your screens again. What's your unexpected superpower? Keep in mind the unexpected part, but well, it can be something that it grow up on you. I became more patient. I joined a sport team. I talk more openly now. I take better care I take better care of myself. I appreciate naps, wind downs more. We submit, and you see that. Well, I love seeing that. I take better care of myself. It is really important. I hope that in that concept, it is included our emotional well-being, our mental health. Also nice thing that we appreciate wind downs, naps, take a moment to break, to do anything. You can see it even now with kids, no, Daymon, that we need to be entertained all of the time. We need to be doing something all of the time, and there's no need. When we were kids, you were just playing with your finger on the table, and you could be there 5 hours without any problem. So it is also important to be with yourself. I reflect a lot when I'm doing the dishes, for example. So it is an activity that you need to do at home, but I also take it as a time for me. No, I put again some music, maybe not so hard on because I will break something, but just something to enjoy and to reflect and to think, something that you appreciate. Make the most of those moments also.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Where I work, there's a field opposite just overlooking the lake. I just go out and just stare out at the lake and just reflect on what's happening either that day or what's happened that week. And it's just a nice little break from reality, even if it's just like an hour. I recently did a mental health first aid course, and the woman running the course went, "Just take yourself away tonight and have a happiness hour." And what she meant by that was go on and just have an hour to yourself, whether it's just watching telly, reading a book, sitting in silence, meditating. And now I'm trying to encourage more people just to take an hour out of the day just for time for themselves. Yeah.
It is important to give us those spaces. Can we go to the next one, please? What should we cover next? This is going to be a single response, but it is not that we are not going to go to those topics, but what would you prefer to be the next one, the immediate next one? Doesn't mean that we are not going to continue with the other ones: sexual health and fertility, exercise and staying active, skincare and sun safety, medication and hormones, work, family and balance, mental health. It could be if you have, as in any other of the polls, if you have other responses, you see that exercise and staying active, it is important, as well as work, family balance, sexual health and fertility. It is maybe one that, well, I don't know what's your take, Daymon, but maybe we think that it is important, but maybe we choose another one, no? And we say, well, sexual health. I think in general it is not a topic that we go so much into that. It is relevant with the medication that we take, with everything that it is going on around with our life, and it is also evolving according to the periods of life. It is not the same thing as when you were a recipient, 16 years old, and as you are now. As I'm now in my 40s, you're in your almost 30s. So it is different for each period, no? And for the people in the 50s, should be another story, or the 60s, no? So, but yeah, we will go around exercise. It was one of the polls, or life balance. Thank you for that. The next one, it is what kind of sessions are you interested in? This one, it is a single response, but well, the second one, it is both of them. Professional-led sessions or coffee chats with open floor for anyone to speak. Those one can be also kind of topic ones. No, we can have a coffee chat about something in particular. I think those ones are really important. It is like having a Coke, a coffee, a beer with your friends and just chatting, no? And well, I see your faces, and I feel that I have known you all of my life. I have seen, for example, Eric, I think 3 times, but I just love his face. I love having a chat with him. So we can do this virtually around. So you have it there, both of them. This is something that we chatted the day that we met, Daymon. You remember about Andy's
Yeah, absolutely.
the program?
We were talking about possibly meeting up at the Worlds, and if we're both there, we can grab a drink together. It'd be good if like other people in this group were there. We could maybe all meet for coffee or a beer or something, and just have a general chat and get to know each other face to face.
Yeah, and while we get to the face to face, we can do these virtual ones and open up and help us express and listen to other experiences. More or less in the same line. Future guest preferences for the expert-led ones: transplant athletes, psychologists or counselors, nutrition and fitness experts, sexual health specialists, fellow recipients, medical professionals. And on this one, you can do a multiple choice. So if you want to hear from all of them, choose all of them, or you can do other ones. You can see nutrition and fitness experts. It is relevant to us. It is really important to have information, to have someone giving you the correct tips going forward. Medical professionals, we still have questions. Doesn't matter how many years we are in. I have my checkup in the morning, by the way, and I'm still coming up with new questions and different things happening in. Psychologist, it is also nice. Sexual health specialist. I know that it will be important for us. Any thoughts on a WhatsApp group so that people can make contact within the group between virtual meetups? We can set up something around that, and from there also people can connect if you are in the same area, if you are in the same country, share a language. We know that we do most of these things in English, but maybe you find someone that it is really close to you and you can start a small 1 or 2 sessions. So it is important that I think that we can go to the next one. It is the upcoming events. So we plan to cover a topic every 2 to 3 months. To get involved, you can go and send us an email. If you want to share your story, if you want to propose a topic or an expert, if you know someone, if you have worked with a trainer, with a psychologist, will be open to come and to help our bigger community, please do so. It is also from that side that we are asking this to be a community. Or if you want to share a session, if you are interested on also giving a little bit more of time, the preparation, all of this, just email to the office, wtgf@wtgf.org. And from the office, they are going to forward your message to the ones that were involved in this. It is Daymon, myself, but also people in the office, and Ashton, our communication guy. And it is really important for us to stress this message that you are not alone. We are building a supportive global brotherhood, so it is going to evolve. It is going to move forward. So let's keep the conversation going. As it was proposed, maybe on a WhatsApp group, on emails, on the posts that we have on social media. If you have a comment when we are showing something from the results of this, if you have more, you can also share it with all of the community or in private. As it is fit for you, please do so. We are putting our faces in here, Daymon and myself, but it is not about us. It is about all of the rest of you, and we are here to be with you. If you have any questions, you want to have any comments, something that topic, anything that you feel that it is important, if you can write it on the chat, or if you can ask for your mic to be unmuted, and we can have you talking about. I don't know if anyone has a comment. It is nice to also see some of your faces. Michael Oliver, that you were chatting with Eric, I don't know. So then please, please share the emails of all the participants here to get connected. Sudep, I think like it is, we need to go through that, and we need to send you an email for data protection. No, but well, we will try to get everyone connected. I think that we can do that WhatsApp group or something like that. Some kind of opportunity to share knowledge and experience will be great. I think that one goes around on the coffee chats. We will try to set up one before we get that next expert-led session. Maybe we can have a coffee chat and share that. No, share our knowledge, our experiences, our setbacks. Darren, thank you. Very reassuring that some of the feelings, experiences shared by yourselves go well beyond the four walls of my house, and it is worldwide. Darren, you are not alone on those four walls. You are not the only person in the desert. There are a lot of us. Maybe we are in different parts of the desert, but if we walk around, we will find each other, and we can be there for each of us. The WhatsApp group also. I think that one it is more efficient because we don't get into some conflicts on data protection. No? We can set up the group, and whoever wants to join does it. No? It is a nice initiative taken by you all. Kudos. No, thank you for you to be here with us. I will have a chat also with the office. I don't know if you will enjoy to have Spotify list, and we can do a collaborative music list. We can do also in the group. We can recommend movies, for example. We can do different stuff. No? So it is just creating a group of friends. No? That it is limited to men, but well, I think that it is also important for us to have the opportunity to have that interest groups. Yeah, we can do also some of that, connect people that are interested. Jasper, that he's from Denmark. Another one, anyone other? I don't recall having anyone else from Denmark, but also, Jasper, if you don't know anyone, write to the office, and from the office we can put you in contact with the organization. I don't know if you are in contact with them. Nonetheless, we can also do that. I would love, in my personal experience, being a Spanish speaker, I would love to have also the opportunity to create something in, for example, in Spanish, no, for having people from other parts of the world. That I know that language barrier, it is important. So having you that opportunity of connecting between people that they speak German or Dutch or other stuff. Peter Tisler, I'm sure that I pronounced that on the wrong way. Sorry. He's from Slovenia. Also, if someone knows someone from any of these countries, you can send maybe a personal message to Jasper or to Peter. No, I'm going to tell you really quick an anecdote of how I get into this family. It was in my Mexican member organization, Deporte y Transplant España. It was more or less 1 year after my transplant. I went online because I didn't know what I could do of exercise, if I could run, if I could jump, if I could do whatever, train weights. So I was just Googling stuff, and I bumped into an email, no, that it was Rumbo Canada 05. So it was heading to the World Games in 2005 that they set up the organization. And I wrote, and the next day they were meeting in Madrid, where I live part time. And I went and I met them, and it was the day that my post-transplant life changed. No, it was this, but in person. No, people that have go through similar experiences, and you began to talk about medication, and one medication grows your hair, and the other ones take it away. Then you are going to figure out to the young ones that it is also age. No, so we are going to lose hair because we are getting older. But talking about that, and people that they were running, and people that they were participating in the World Games, and they were just in the European ones, no. So it was amazing, no, to see people that they have lived the same thing, and it was just Googling. Now, if you Google, you have more and more responses, and you will find this, no, and we will try to have a really well SEO set up for other people that they are there lost in the desert, no. Andres from Poland, thank you for joining us. Jasper, I use Strava. Yeah, there are some groups on Strava. Some of them they are from specific countries. Darren donor was Polish. Well, where you were transplanted, Darren? That I think that you were. My heart donor was from Poland. Yeah. I know that my heart transplant was a man. In Spain, we cannot know many details. You can write and they will receive. You cannot put the specific details of what are you doing. But well, I know that it is different in different places. We also have maybe different views on that one. If you would like to meet them, if you would not like to meet them, it is part of the emotional process that we go through. You know, if someone has those Strava groups are really good and fun to join. We will also what we can do it is an email list, a mailing list, and we can join, send recommendations on that, you know, on groups that you can join, if you're a cyclist, if you're a runner, or different things. Do you have any more comments, people? Thank you, Eric, for this initiative. Interchanging experiences is really important, in my opinion. Yeah, we are definitely going to do the coffee chat. I'm with you, Eric. I would love you to share your story, because you're an amazing athlete, Eric. Michael Oliver, I'm a bit envious of people who have a relationship with their donor family. See, you will love to have that, Michael. My personal take it is that I will not. I think it will just add up to my emotions, and it will maybe be more complicated to myself. But once again, it is that there's no one suit that fits all of us, no. So it is different views and elements, and yeah, for some of you it will be great to have that contact, no? And I know that in the US it is possible. I know in other countries, in Spain, for example, it is by law that it is not possible to have that. But yeah, it is really different depending on where we are. If you have any last comments, please share them. And in Denmark, it is not possible, as Jesper said. Yeah, I know it is. I think it is in most European countries, it is that way. There are similar systems, and every time now there's more connection. It is really amazing to see the collaboration between different countries. the cross transplant now between. I know that there are programs that they are exchanging within Spain, Portugal, and Italy, and you can go to Italy to receive your organ, and the donor comes to Portugal, and the Portuguese people go to Spain, and this changed that. Well, it is amazing, really different from when you were transplanted, Daymon, 29 years ago. Medication has also evolved. No, now I'm going to adjust my Adgora take. I went for the new pills because they are reducing the dose. All of those things. It is part of this story. No, so it is different. In UK, you get basic info, gender and age, but can write. The donor family then get to know there's a letter for them if they wish to receive it. Yeah, I receive a reply back from mine. That's amazing. No, that we can also do that, for example, in Spain. There's a response on the, if you can also put it, Transplant Men Support Group or Trans Group. Surely there's a prize for the best name acronym. We can do that, Trans Group, and we can do something like that in Strava or somewhere else. We need to consult with the I wrote, but you didn't receive a reply. I wrote, but didn't receive a reply on your donor. And it is Michael's response. Jasper, I got my kidney via a kidney exchange program in Scandinavia. Yeah, they are all the regional programs, depending on, well, it is creating more opportunities. And I think it is also an important message, just beginning to wrap up, that we are extremely lucky ones. A lot of people doesn't make it. A lot of people stays on the list. The day that I went into the last coma and they gave me 72 hours, in the hospital, they asked my wife if she could go and chat with a companion of a person that was 2 rooms next to ours, because he was taken out of the list and sadly he was going to pass away. And they asked her to go and chat because my wife is an amazing caretaker. And it is that, we are here, but there are a lot of others that they are not lucky enough. So it is part of making the most of this opportunity. So don't weight ourselves with more responsibility, but be grateful and conscious of these opportunities. Daymon, do you want to give some last thoughts? Let me just read Rory's message. I have been on the list for 1 year now and do my transplant this year. I too would like the opportunity to write to the donor's family to let them know how much I appreciate the second chance of life at life. Yeah, that's amazing. 1 year, so it is going to be all okay. I'm sure of that, Rory. Thank you, Gerardo and Daymon, for sharing your story so openly. Now, thank you for listening. Sudan, hi, Gerardo, please share a link on email to get connected to a WhatsApp group. We are going to send that to all of the registrations, and well, the ones that you want to do, you will be able. Mohamed, yes, thank you both. It is great that you guys are starting this. Another Michael or Michelle, I suppose that is Michelle. Thank you for your time and information. Michael Oliver, me too. Thanks for a great initiative. No, thank you. Jasper Band, I use Strava. Jasper, see you on Strava. You can get the guys and look for the name. Brian, thank you sharing your stories. Thank you for hearing us. Thank you for coming by. Daymon, something you want to share?
No, it's just been really nice to have so many join our first session. And I hope it's been really helpful for everyone. Yeah, and I think there's a lot. I hope that everyone's got a little bit, if not a lot, out of this session, and I hope you'll all join for the next one. But yeah, it's been great to be able to speak man to man, and be able to kickstart this wellness group. And I hope everyone's reassured that you're not alone. It's okay not to be okay, and we can now start forming some friendship groups to start chatting to each other. But yeah, thank you very much. It's been an honor.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you also for the ones that have shared your image or your messages on the group. It is amazing seeing your faces, that we are all ages, all places of the world, different backgrounds. As Daymon said, it is okay to not be okay. It is a really important message, and we are here to support each other when we are not okay, and we'll go through those days. Nothing is permanent in life. So also that's part of the concept of enjoying the good to the better, to as hard as you can, and we'll recharge the energy to go through the bad moments or the difficult moments or the challenges. So this is a working process. We are going to be continue going through this. Thank you for all of the participants. Thank you for the last messages that we have around. Well done, Gerardo and Daymon, and great to see the diversity of people joining this first meeting. Go out and spread the word about it. Thank you, Colin. Thank you for people like Colin, that they have that they are support people, that they have gone through miles and miles and miles for this community. Also, it is important for us to have that. Peter, thank you all. You're welcome, Peter. Thank you, Sudan. So we are going to close this session. We went a little bit over the time, but well, I think it was worth it. It is to create trust, to create an open floor, and we will be hearing from each other. Daymon, thank you very much for getting in this adventure with us, with the WTF. And well, thank you guys, and we are going to leave it here. Have a good weekend. Well, long weekend for some of us. Woohoo! Good rest of the work week if you still have some work to do Thursday and Friday. But well, here in Spain it's a long weekend, so enjoy life and go. We will see really soon. Thank you very much.